Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cut the Core Lunch and Learn series. Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Time, a new Cut the Core Lunch and Learn series will release. Now, make sure that before you start your lunch on Wednesdays, that you come and sit here with us because we're going to bring it to you. Right, Cedric? Hello, dear
Absolutely.
Cedric. How are you?
I'm doing great. You're just leaving me out, just running the
I
show.
am. I am. How are you doing today?
I am always doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great too.
Awesome. I'm ready to cut the cord.
Let's cut it. Let's cut it. Absolutely. So you might ask, what is Cut the Cord? Well, it is a 30-minute training that airs on our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and now on LinkedIn as well. So in this, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to elevate your mindset. It's going to help you set goals. And not only that, it's going to make you go outside of your comfort zone. That's what we want for you and your teams. And it's going to help you start saying things like, I'm already good enough. I earned it. I'm smart enough to do it. I am because I am. See, it's going to give you what we call the it factor, to visualize it, pray about it, plan it, work it, live it, and don't give up on it. See, today we have an exciting show. We're going to be talking about 4 characteristics of healthy culture. All right. Now, it's really important, Cedric, for organizations. You see, a healthy culture is the leader's responsibility. We know that everything rises and falls on leadership, right?
Right.
And this is no exception. You see, unfortunately, for many leaders, the health of the bottom line, the actual sorry,
You're nervous today. Why? What's going on? You got a lot of stuff going on here. You just got all crossed up and twisted. It's the beauty of live streaming, folks. When we get nervous, all of a sudden it just happens and we just keep rolling. So
yeah, I'm sorry. And here's what I was going to share. That unfortunately, many leaders, the health of the bottom line becomes a greater priority than the health of the culture. And, ironically, these leaders, they actually sabotage their ability to succeed because they aren't focused on their people. And see, when you're not focused on your people, that's what happens. And so, as you know, people are your most appreciative asset in the company. And so I love what Simon Sinek, he does have some really great insight on a healthy organizational culture in his book, Leaders Eat Last. I love that book. And so, he says that we need to build more organizations that prioritize the care of human beings. And as leaders, it is our sole responsibility to protect our people, and in turn, our people will protect each other and advance the organization together. I think that it's so powerful, Cedric, because if leaders understood how important this is, they will actually have a culture in their organization to promote this and to really put it into practice. So, Cedric, let's give what are the characteristics of a healthy culture? Let's start with number 1.
Yeah, the first one is a culture of safety. See, now when everybody goes to work, they want to feel safe, right? See, stress and anxious feelings are both natural responses to pressure, Joanna. But most often, the answer to easing their responses is not to decrease the workload. See, it's actually to create a culture where people feel safe. Don't you feel safe when you're, don't you want to feel safe when you're at work, Joanna?
Absolutely. All the
Yeah,
time.
well, creating that culture is the leader's responsibility to create that culture. See, people want to feel safe to fail and to learn from it, right? They want to feel safe to try new things and to grow from it. They want to feel safe to stand up for what is right with a client and know that their boss has their back. You see, let me tell you, when you don't feel safe about any of those things, you're not going to have creativity. You're not going to bring innovative ideas to work because you're always going to be worried that you're going to get threatened, that you're going to get abused, right? So people want to feel safe. See, when people feel safe, they have less stress and anxiety when under pressure, which leads to higher levels of performance.
That is so true. I agree with that 100%. Well, number 2 is a culture of purpose. You see, when you create a culture of purpose, you show me a leader who is not casting a vision full of purpose, and I will show you a team, Cedric, that has grown hopeless and unhealthy. Now, the leader's responsibility is to paint a clear picture of the future for his or her people. And so that vision should be connected back to the purpose of the organization. I love what King Solomon, he was so wise, and he said, where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Mm-hmm. But you see, when people are able to see the purpose, they are more hopeful and excited to fight for it. That's right, the major difference.
Yeah, it totally is a difference maker. And number 3 is even more important, Joanna. Number 3 is, and I want, when we say this one, folks, I want you to think about yourself. Number 3 is a culture of authenticity. You see, a healthy work environment is one that not only encourages people to be open about their struggles, but also focuses on meeting that openness with empathy and assistance. See, a leader's most important tool when building a healthy culture is empathy. You have to be empathetic, right? When a leader is empathetic, the people of the organization are much more inclined to be authentic about what they're going through. See, that means that in a meeting, they're going to share more. And that means in times of difficulty, they are going to rise versus fall back. You see, authenticity in turn allows people to grow through their challenges and to grow through their challenges instead of shrinking away from them. And in every situation, folks, if you help your people feel safe, build a culture of purpose, then you're going to help them be authentic and bring authenticity to work every day.
That is so good. I love that, Cedric. A lot of people need help with that authenticity part.
Yes, and in your leadership position, you're going to have to make sure that you create that culture and help people be authentic for the 4 seasons, right?
Absolutely. That's my plan. Number 4 is a culture of connection. That's number 4, a culture of connection. You see, I recently heard Marcus Buckingham he said, loneliness is a killer. So if you want to kill me, ignore me. Oh, I know, Cedric, I know you don't like to be ignored too. So I know for you, I thought about you actually when I saw that. If you want to kill me, ignore me.
Yes, that is definitely true.
Right? And the truth, the truth of what he said really shook me. Not only because I thought about you, Cedric, but it really shook me to the core, because I think as leaders, we must fight to create a culture where our people feel seen and known. Like, I see you. I see you. You're there. You're being an asset to this company. And so that it's really important. So don't ignore your people. See, and I'm talking about a transformational culture versus a transactional culture. Oh, wow, that's powerful, Cedric.
Right.
Yes, a transformational culture versus a transactional culture. You see, the day
now,
you
stop right there, John. Now, what I want people in the audience to think about think about your organization right now. Is it transformational? Is the culture transformational, or is it transactional? You see, transaction means people are going to work from 8 to 4 or 7 to 3 or 3 to 11 or 11 to 7, and then they're going home and they don't want to hear nothing from the organization. When the organization needs them after hours, you're not picking up the phone. That's a transactional organization and culture. Transformational culture is, if I need to work for a couple of extra hours, if I need to come in on a weekend, if my leader needs help, then I will help. Now, it's not your responsibility to make the organization transformation. It's the leader's responsibility to make the organization transformational. So if you don't work right now in a transformational organization, if you can get out, get out. If you can't, then try to help make change. Help make your organization transformational. Now, go to the parking lot. Here's how you can tell. Go to the parking lot. You can do this at Four Seasons, John. Go to the employee parking lot. If most of the cars are backed in to the position, you're in a transactional organization. You have a transactional culture. You see, because here's what happens. At close to cutoff time, let's say cutoff time is 4 o'clock. Well, at 3:45, see, those people are starting to pack up their desk. Hey, Joanna, it's been a good day. I'm gonna see you. I'm getting ready to go home. But by 10 minutes to 3, see, they're gonna go to the bathroom. See, because they want to pee on company time. See, then at 5 minutes till, they got their purse and their bag and their briefcase, and they're walking toward the clock. Because the minute that clock strikes 4, boom, they're clocking out, and they're going to be in that parking lot, and all of a sudden the parking lot's going to be empty really quick. By 4:01, 4:02, you don't see cars anywhere. Now you know you have a transactional organization. And for all the leaders that are listening, that's your fault that you have a transactional organization. If you want transformation to happen, you need to be a transformational leader. So let's keep going, Joanne. I'm sorry about that, but
no, that's good. That was a great input. And I also, when I think about transactional culture, Cedric, it comes to mind, a leader that only cares about the bottom line, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and that's it. If you, and people know that when you only care about the bottom line and you don't really care about them, you see, the day your people see you, the day your people know that you only see them as metrics to be managed, then that will be the beginning of the end of your organization.
Yeah.
You see, some organizations, they have made it a priority to build a culture that supports the health of the people, of their people. And so they focus a lot of times, they focus a lot of time and energy on applying the 4 characteristics that we just mentioned. And so I want you to encourage to do the same, right? Like Cedric said, ask yourself, is my organization has a transformational culture or a transactional culture?
Right.
You see, there's a little separation between what is good for your life and what is good for your leadership. And so focus on your people and help them find health in their lives. And the entire organization will reap the benefits.
Absolutely.
You see, I think, and I've heard this, this word many times in this last couple months. Take a holistic approach in your company. Care about the mental health of your people, about how are they reacting to everything that's happening around, with the COVID, with everything, what's going on at home, how are their kids coping with, the virtual classes. There's a lot that's going on. And so I think when you really take the time to to approach all those issues and show people that you really care about them, that will make a huge difference in your company.
Absolutely. This reminds me of a story of Gandhi. You know, Gandhi was a transformational leader. See, when he left prison, there were only 6 people with him. But by the time he got to the sea, there were 1 million. See, it took him 54 years to see India become independent. Now, he was attacked, he was rejected, he was in prison, he was misrepresented, he was sick, and finally, he was victorious. See, here's what he said. First, they ignore you. Then they laugh at you, right? Then they want to fight you. Then you win. Now, isn't that true, Joanna? That's what happens to transformational leaders. It can happen in your organization as well. Now, if you want help with transforming your organization, reach out to us. We're going to put our contact information. Reach out to us. LaFleur Leadership Institute. We can help you with that. And Joanna is the owner of Internal Alignment. We can help you with those things. Now, let me tell you what transformational leaders, who those people are. See, transformational leaders are people who want to make a difference with people who want to make a difference doing something that makes a difference at a time that it makes a difference. Now, that's all I want to say about transformation. And I want you to know, take these 4 characteristics of a healthy culture and implement those. Have a leadership team meeting just around these 4 ideas. You want us to come in and talk with your team about these? Reach out to us. We can definitely do that. Thank you for tuning in to Cut the Cord today, and we really appreciate you. And our goal is to help you and your team go to a higher level. We want to hear from you. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what's working well. Tell us what you'd like to hear about. How can we better serve you and your team? What's your team struggling with? Right? Is it communication? Is it teamwork? Is it collaboration? Is it creativity, innovation? Or is it being authentic? We want to hear from you. And we'll put our contact information in the comments so that you can do that. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Now, I know that our folks from Lake Charles Memorial, they're always tuning in. My good friend Laura Oz, childhood friend, elementary school friend, high school friend. She's always tuned in with the folks from Lake Charles Memorial. So I want to say hello and thank you guys for tuning in. And wherever you are, I want you to remind your people that they matter. Remind them that you care about them. Now, I'm going to do this right here, right? Joanna, I just want you to know you matter. Joe, I want you to know I care about you. I want you to know.
Thank you. Thank you, Cedric. I appreciate that.
We are a culture of transformational leaders trying to make a difference with people. So thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you.
Awesome. So thank you guys very much. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. We will see you next Wednesday for another version of Cut the Cord Lunch and Learn series.